Sabah everybody and welcome back to Xposed Tuesdays. Today we're going to take a look at a module that was recommended by one of you last week in my video. It's called NEKOsms. This is TK. Let's go ahead and check it out. So first thing we need to do is download and install NEKOsms within the modules tab here on our Xposed installer. Make sure you're running on the latest binaries, check the box, restart your device, and you're pretty much set. Turning it on will just basically give you access to the main settings tab. So first thing you want to do is enabling it, no reboot required. So you can turn it on, turn it off without having to reboot. You have the option of setting up the whitelist context here. It essentially is any contact in your phone book will be allowed to send you a message. So don't block messages from contacts. Just keep in mind though, is if there is, let's say, a friend that likes to use a lot of explicit words and you don't want to see those messages, you have the ability of not turning this on. Enable notification means we'll get a notification here in the notification tab telling us a message was blocked. Ring, which is just a visual sound, an audio indicator, vibration lights, and of course priority is normal. We do have a tab here. It talks about the developer, Andrew Sun, availability of the information off on GitHub, and of course you can download it directly in the actual installer, the Xposed installer. Now, the other three options that we have here is really where the meat of the product is. Blacklisting is the ability of basically filtering messages that you're receiving based on certain characteristics. You can back up and restore the entire list, so you have the ability, let's say transferring from one device to another. Also, the way we work with these things is you have the ability of blocking it based on the sender or based on the body, and you can add a certain parameter, either a word, a person's name, and then of course you can make it say either contain, let's go ahead and go here, contain, wildcard, starts with, ends with, or equal, and then last but not least is the case sensitivity. So in case you want to be a case, most of the time I would like to leave that one as insensitive, as if somebody put in a case sensitive tag, let's say first capitalizing the first word, a letter of the word, that could make it go through. But other than that, you can just do the same thing here on the body, and then when you're done, you just let it sit and it'll be here as part of your list. Now, I personally did this earlier and I just said I don't want to see any text messages that's used the word fudge. Since I'm using that in there, it will basically stop any message that comes through. Whitelist works the exact same way, except the opposite of what you're doing there is allowing certain things within certain parameters. Again, you can rack up and restore, and you can edit and add things from here. Last but not least is a list of all the messages that you've received with those words. So I've already sent myself a test. This test did come through and it has the word fudge in it, and that's the reason why it's in this bin. It did not show up in my text messaging program, and I'll show that to you guys. So here's the conversation that I started. It's exactly the same thing. I said test, the word fudge came second. I didn't see it there, and I also see it here. It says hey. So I'm going to send myself right now real quick another message just to show you guys a quick test. So here's a message just saying test. Now I'm going to send the word fudge. You notice the audible notification, it didn't pop in here, it did vibrate, so it did everything that I wanted it to do to tell me that I did receive a message I did not want to see. As you guys saw, the module is pretty simple. Going in, setting up your whitelist, your blacklist, and then setting up the parameters is basically based to your preference. If you don't want to see certain words, or if you know certain things are bad, let's say marketings, or even the words that come through that have those things, and you have no way of blocking them from your carrier, this is a good way to do it on your device. It won't even make it into your SMS application, and you can control what does and what doesn't come through. And you don't even have to turn on that notification thing. I was just showing that more of the, in case you wanted to see it, and also it looks better on video. Other than that, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Again, definitely like and subscribe and share. Very happy to see Xposed Tuesdays back. And then of course, recommend more modules. I am working on Amplify. I'm not forgetting about Amplify. It's just that Amplify needs a little bit more time to get the right setup so that I can share with you guys a good combo of not just turning it on, but also what you can and cannot actually block. So keep that in mind. Other than that, I'll see you guys next Tuesday with another Xposed module.